Mullen Automotive, a company that divides opinion. Some say that this stock is completely undervalued and will be the next Tesla. Others say that this is a pump and dump scheme that will drain investors' money. Either way, the stock is up over 70% in the past 2 days and is talked about all over social media right now due to some huge news this week and some huge upcoming catalysts. If you don't know about Mullen Automotive, its ticker symbol MULN on Nasdaq. Since going public in November 2021, the stock has been beat down, it's been smashed down, and it's been lied about all over social media more than any other stock on the market. The stock is down over 97% below its high point last November. So what is going on at MULN? Why is the share price suddenly going up? And what major catalyst is coming to push Mullen Automotive to become a multi-billion-dollar company? Or is that even possible? What's up, investors, and welcome back to the channel. In this video, I will look at each of these points and analyze how the hell we have got down to this price and what's going to happen in order to push it up. So if you enjoy my Mullen videos and want me to keep creating regular updates, can I ask you to smash the like button? By liking the video and dropping a comment, you are letting me know that you want to see more of this type of MULN stock content. I'm aiming to get 400 likes again on this video, but I know that with honest analysis, I will get dislikes too, so help me achieve this goal of 400 likes. It literally costs you nothing, but it helps me out so much. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and hit the bell notification. Now let's get into it with the very latest news coming out of Mullen Automotive. Mullen Automotive taps former GM executive John Swegman as Chief Commercial Officer for next phase of EV growth. This is the guy who has 35 years of experience with General Motors and will oversee the implementation of all commercial strategies for Mullen Automotive's commercial electric vehicle division. Now this is a big statement of intent from Mullen, but the timing of this press release is a bit odd in my opinion, and I will discuss that in a moment. During his 35 years at GM, he led global teams across 4 continents. He oversaw the growth of commercial product lines, repositioned core brands, developed Chevrolet's core electric vehicle prioritization, and relaunched GM's previously retired medium-duty commercial fleet business. So no doubt that John Swegman is highly experienced, and his primary focus will be on growth strategy for Mullen's lineup of commercial vehicles covering Class 1 to Class 6. CEO David Mitchery has said that he will play a central role in the product planning and business development of our commercial vehicle division, where his tremendous experience in commercial automotive sales makes him the highly strategic addition to Mullen. Now, I said a moment ago that the timing of this press release seems odd, and so does this line in the PR. Swegman will oversee opportunities across all Mullen-Bollinger commercial vehicle categories. I'm surprised that there is absolutely no mention here of ELMS or for the new production plant that they have just acquired. When we look at John Swegman's LinkedIn profile, we can see his history. And while it is very impressive, he left GM back in June and began working for Mullen Automotive in September. It says it here very clearly, 2 months ago. So why is Mullen Automotive making this announcement now? I will try to answer this a little later in the video once we look at a few things first. Importantly, in the past few days, Mullen stock has taken off again, going from a low of 21 cents on Tuesday up to a high of 41 cents on Wednesday. That means that MULN stock gained nearly 100% in just a few trading hours. And we can see the crazy volume here of 1 billion shares traded between Wednesday and Thursday, making Mullen stock by far the most traded stock on the market before finishing at 38 cents on Friday. But is MULN stock worth it? Is Mullen Automotive a stock to buy right now? And will Mullen stock keep going up? In my opinion, there is a lot of factors to consider here. After all, most of social media at the moment is saying that this should be over $2. My favorite point here that I have seen spread around is that Mullen now owns a $2 billion factory. On Mullen's latest financial statements, they have property of $13 million, which is mainly their site in Tunica. But they have made recent acquisitions too, so let's take a quick look at that. Back in September, Mullen Automotive acquired a controlling interest in Bollinger Motors, a move intended to strengthen the 2 EV companies' positions within the fast-growing electric sports utility and commercial vehicle markets. The $148 million deal gives Mullen a 60% controlling interest in Bollinger and was announced the day after Mullen received a warning from Nasdaq that their share price had traded below $1 for 30 consecutive days. Now, as we know, this is the first warning that comes when a company is facing the possibility of being delisted from Nasdaq. There is a minimum price of $1 that cannot be dropped below 30 consecutive days or more. Now there is loads of way to avoid this, but that is an issue for another video. The investment will help fast track the development of Bollinger's class commercial electric trucks, including a class 4 vehicle expected next year, and resume its consumer truck program. Mullen and Bollinger will continue to grow the team and develop all electric commercial platforms, leveraging each other's resources, including Mullen's solid-state battery technology, while Robert Bollinger will remain a CEO of Bollinger Motors. Now, if you're new to Mullen stock and don't know about their battery technology, earlier this year they claimed that they have some of the best solid-state battery tech in the world and then released further test results about this. I'll put a link to this in the description for anyone who's new, but this has been talked about so many times over the past few months. But what has got this stock really pumped up this week, and what has everyone talking about this stock, is these next two valuable pieces of information that many believe will drive MULN stock up next week, with the first major catalyst happening in just a few days. Now before I look at this, if you've watched this far into the video and you enjoy my content and want me to keep creating regular updates, can I ask you to smash the like button? By liking the video and dropping a comment, you're letting me know that you want to see more of this type of content. Hopefully I will get to take a look at ABML stock tomorrow too. After American battery technology companies stock rose over 30% this week, I will ask the question, is ABML stock worth buying now? Or would you like to hear more about MULN stock and more about some of the very odd things that I have noticed about this company and their management? Or the very strange Lounge Point page on their website, which actually appears to be a stock photo taken from another website and photoshopped? Then subscribe to the channel and comment down below that you want to see an update Mullen video where I discuss this, and I will answer the question of, is Mullen stock worth buying? Is MULN stock really worth buying now? And will Mullen stock go up? Or is this stock just all hype? Now this is the news that caused Mullen to take off this week. Social media has now started talking about a short squeeze or a gamma squeeze, but it's way too early to even consider this possibility of shorts having to cover in the sort of volume that could cause a squeeze. So Mullen has acquired ELMS, Electric Last Mile Solutions, after ELMS had filed for bankruptcy in June. Mullen received a court approval last week to acquire ELMS Indiana manufacturing facility, along with its inventory of EVs and all its intellectual property. So this is quite big news for Mullen. ELMS stock was also a stock that was highly followed, burned a lot of investors, but they did have assets. So Mullen Automotive bid to acquire all of the assets, including a large production facility, which is a former General Motors facility that was used to produce the Hummer. So here is a list of all the assets acquired, all the IP, all the inventory, finished or unfinished, the materials and tools, basically everything, all the tangible personal property, machinery and furniture, again, everything. And finally, the property itself. So with the acquisition, Mullen Automotive procures a production footprint with the capability to produce up to 50,000 vehicles a year. So Mullen have acquired this plant, but most importantly, it's ready to go. A lot of people are forgetting this fact. This is not a planned development that will take 4 to 5 years. This is ready to go now. Turn the key, unlock the door, everything is already here. The machinery right down to the furniture and hand tools. Everything is here, ready to start producing now. It says here that Mullen Automotive did not share the purchase price, but the startup reportedly offered $93 million in cash and other considerations. But we do actually have a breakdown of this. As part of their $92 million Stalking Horse asset purchase bid, the bid includes $55 million for Electric Last Mile's plant in Indiana, all the inventory and everything we just mentioned, but the company also assumes $37 million worth of monetary liabilities related to contracts held by the acquired company. So overall, this looks like a good deal. But this does not add up with what is being spread on social media. As I looked at a moment ago, people are spreading that Mullen has acquired a $2 billion facility. Clearly they have not, if the bid includes $55 million for the plant in Indiana. So there is some clear pumping going on social media right now. Actually no, this is just straight up lies being spread on social media to pump the stock. Even in the last SEC filing filed by ELMS, the company had total assets of $385 million, of which only $192 million was related to plant and property. So there is no way that this, along with what Mullen already has, which is $84 million of assets, can push the stock value up to $2 billion. Looking at Mullen's most recent financial report, they have assets of 84 and liabilities of 65. The addition of ELMS will add 55 to assets and 35 to liabilities. And then we have to wait until next month's earnings report to see the full impact of the Bollinger acquisition on the financial statements. Now, there are two things that I have not spoke about at all in this video, and that is the fact that on June 30th, as we can clearly see here, Mullen only had $60 million of cash. Yet they have been able to make multiple $100 million acquisitions. So there is a clear, massive level of dilution going on here. For example, looking at Fintel, we can see that Robert Bollinger recently reported that he got 50 million shares as part of the deal for Bollinger Motors. But we have also seen time and time again where CEO David Mitchery is awarding himself and the board with millions of shares for free, and regularly selling these shares too. But the level of dilution goes way beyond this, and the current market cap, according to Google, is $191 million. But I know that this is nowhere near what the real market cap of Mullen stock actually is. If you would like to see a video where I talk more about the real value of Mullen Automotive and the shady history of its CEO David Mitchery, then smash the like button and drop a comment down below. Now, what has got everybody's attention this weekend is simple. October 27th is coming. And October 27th is when the MULLEN 5 is about to make its public debut. For a lot of people, this is a groundbreaking moment. Personally, I cannot wait to hear both the good and the bad reactions that everyone is going to have to this vehicle. Starting on the 27th, Mullen will host its strikingly different test drive tour. It will take place across 19 cities in the US, starting with the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California. Each event will last for 2 days and feature the unreleased MULLEN 5 SUV crossover. The second city on the tour is Las Vegas, Nevada, which will take place on November 10th and 11th. Reservations for the 5 require a $100 refundable deposit, while the full price currently sits at $55,000. The reservation page notes that production validation will begin in the fourth quarter of 2023, while the ELMS press release states that production will begin during 2024. The company estimates the first deliveries of this vehicle will begin in Q2 of 2024. So what do you think the reception to the MULLEN 5 will be? And tell me, do you want to see an update video where I'll be talking about some of the red flags, such as David Mitchery's shady history of running companies and what I expect to happen in mid-November? Then drop a comment below and show your support for the channel. Yes, I said mid-November there. There is one event in November that will reveal so much about this company and its true value. Remember that I am not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice, but come over and check out the rest of my channel anyways, and follow me on Twitter too. And I'll see you in the next update video.